Hello, Giants fans, and welcome to the Valentine's Views podcast. Whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening across the Big Blue View Network, we're glad to have you aboard. So, thank you for hopping on, and please remember to subscribe on either platform. All right, I've been doing this job covering the Giants now. I've been doing this since 2007. There was a time growing up when I considered myself to be a Giants fan, to be a diehard Giants fan. And I have to be honest, when you do this every single day for 16 years, you have to put the fan card away. You can't deal with players, you can't deal with coaches, you can't objectively analyze what's going on when you're leading with your heart. You have to put that away. And I put that away a long time ago. I don't really consider myself to be a fan any longer per se. Probably way deep down inside that's still in there, but it's hard for me really to consider myself, to look at myself that way at this point in time. As I said, you just can't do that when you're dealing with these people on a consistent basis. You have to be a pro in your approach to it. That said, I do admit to rooting for people, to rooting for specific players, to rooting for specific coaches. And that brings me to Giants wide receiver Collin Johnson, guy who missed last season with a torn Achilles tendon. And full disclosure, I'm always drawn to the guys who have the torn Achilles tendon injury because I've done it twice. I've done it twice to the same Achilles. I've done it twice to my left Achilles, once requiring surgery and once just being allowed to heal. But that's really neither here nor there. My personal medical history, but that's why I'm always drawn to these guys, the guys trying to come back from that specific injury, because I like talking to them about it. I like talking to them about their recovery and sort of sharing the story a little bit. But had a chance to talk to Collin Johnson on Wednesday as the Giants concluded their mandatory minicamp. And it's really the first time that I've been able to have a conversation like that, sort of one-on-one, two-on-one. It was actually with one other reporter, but it's really the first time I've had a conversation like this with Collin Johnson since he joined the Giants in 2021. And Johnson is a really nice guy, really engaging guy, was really fun to interview, really honest about his approach to his recovery, really honest about where he sees himself fitting in with this Giants wide receiver core. 6'6", 220 plus pound guy who was having a really, really good training camp a year ago, was beginning to get some reps with the starters, looked like he was headed toward a key role, had 10 receptions in 2 preseason games, was a guy that was noticeable almost every day on the practice field during training camp, and was a guy that really, really could have helped the Giants last year. Said that he didn't spend any time feeling sorry for himself. He just looked at it like, this is what was meant to happen. I want to come back better. I want to come back stronger, and approached it that way. And I, for one, look at this Giants wide receiver core, and I'm not sure where Collin Johnson fits, but I'm rooting for him to make it. You've got Isaiah Hodgins, you've got Darius Slayton, you've got Jalen Hyatt, you've got Paris Campbell. All of those guys would be locks to make this roster. Wan'Dale Robinson and Sterling Shepard, I'm just not sure what their health is going to be. At least Wan'Dale Robinson, I think, would obviously be part of the roster if he's healthy enough. Then there's guys like Jamison Crowder, there's guys like Jeff Smith, there's guys like David Sills, a couple of practice squad players that were around last year, Makai Polk and Khalil Pimpleton competing for jobs. Bryce Ford Wheaton, the undrafted free agent who's gotten a lot of attention. So no guarantees that Colin Johnson can make the Giants roster, even though the big body that he's got would give the Giants a skill set that they really don't have, a third down, a red zone target, a guy that can make the contested catch, guy who you might say is open even when he's not open because he's got the size and strength and athleticism to go up and take the ball away from a defensive back. But just wanted to say that really, after talking to Johnson, thought he was a really, really nice guy. I did a story on him in Thursday's Big Blue View that I hope you guys will go and read. You might get a little bit more information, a little bit more of the impression of what Johnson is all about, what he's like. I honestly think he's a guy that if the Giants don't keep him, he'll find a home somewhere in the NFL. I'm pretty sure of that. He's he's still, I believe, only going to be 26 this year and could still have a future in the league somewhere. Just I'm just rooting for the guy. Would like to see him make it. No guarantees that he will, but just a quick hit today on Colin Johnson, and my fingers being crossed that Johnson is a guy who emerges as one of the wide receivers on the Giants 53-man roster. All right, Giants fans, that's it for today. Just a quick show. Thank you as always for listening or watching. Please remember to stay safe out there. Take care of each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.